All right, good afternoon, traders. Hopefully, everyone is having a good weekend so far. Now, before we get into the show, I really do want to thank all my subscribers. I really do appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. Now, if you're not a subscriber and you happen to be watching the show, go ahead and do so. I really do think you're going to get a lot of valuable information from my technical analysis. All right, with that, as you know, today is Sunday. We are going to go over last Sunday's picks and see how well they did. And then we are going to go clearly over the SPY, check out some key technical levels. And then we are going to go over the three stocks that I think they're setting up real nicely going into this week. All right, with that, let's check out the SPY. So as you know, we made that 52-week high here in the SPY. And, we did make that 52-week high, and we did sell off after making that 52-week high. We came down here, touched this 10 SMA, breached it, right? And then we rallied a little bit coming back up on Friday, but we did close near the lows of the day. So now what for Monday? Well, it really depends on how we gap, guys. Now, if we gap above, this 10-day moving average, I would say the path of least resistance is going to be higher. So just watch that very carefully on how we gap. Now, if we were to gap lower, there's a high probability that if we start taking out not only Friday's low and Thursday's low, that this 20-day moving average or this midpoint Bollinger Band, which happen to be one and the same, will get tested. Okay, so again, if you have a little bit of money in the sidelines, which you should always have a little bit of cash reserves for these situations, where if you do see a gap, you should be able to play these bounces at these key levels. And if we start obviously gapping lower, just wait, be patient, see get into something when we can get into a level that makes sense, and that would be that midpoint Bollinger Band right down here at 385. So make sure you watch what happens on Monday's action very, very carefully. All right, with that, let's check out the three stocks that I did recommend from last week and see how they performed. First one was BYND, and if you remember from last Sunday's show, I did say let's get long above 175, and on Tuesday, that's what happened. We got long 175, but unfortunately, with that rest of the market, it did sell off. It did close, it did close below that 165 right here on Thursday, right there. And so I'm glad I got out because on Friday, clearly it went down even lower. So if I do want to get back in, you can at a lower price, which is always good. It's not like we got stopped out and then it rallied back. That's always frustrating if you want to get back long. For me, it's a no play right now until we get to some other key levels, maybe right down here at this 50-day moving average. But with earnings so close, right on the 25th, there's probably a low probability that we are going to see this 50-day moving average. So going forward, don't even play this when there's better stocks to play with better trade location. All right, next stock that I did recommend was FUBO. So FUBO, if you remember from Sunday's show, I said let's get long at 47, and clearly we did breach that $47 mark. We got up to $47.28, and then all of a sudden the wheels fell off, right? Tuesday was a bad day, sold off, tried to rally, but then after we couldn't get above that 10-day moving average, if you take a look, what happened, guys? That 10-day moving average became resistance, could never get back above that. So now what, guys? There's a high probability if we stay and continue below this 10-day moving average and that midpoint Bollinger Band that at some point we are going to test this 50-day moving average. So unless we can gap up above those two indicators right there, do not play it or wait for better trade location right down here. So if you remember from my show, I did say 47, stop at 43 or a $4 loss. Last stock on the list that I did recommend was WWR. If we take a look at WWR, what I said was let's get long above $9.25. We did not get to $9.25, so this was a no play. We only got up to $9.23. Luckily, that was a good thing because it did sell off and it went all the way down here to $6 and let's call it 80 cents right here. Okay, guys? So here's another one where, I'm not going to play it until clearly there's some, really nice trade location, which may be below, or I'm sorry, right at this 50-day moving average, or if we can get back above this 10-day moving average right up here. Okay, that is WWR. It was a no play. So the two stocks that we should have been in, Beyond Meat, we lost $10 on, and FUBO, we lost $4 on. All right, guys, let's quickly go over the three stocks that I think are setting up really nicely going into tomorrow. First one's going to be BlackBerry. All right, let's check out the chart. No. All right, so BlackBerry clearly made this really nice 52-week high on that short squeeze of 28.77, and since then we have lost all those gains going back to that initial breakout. But look, guys, we're right back here at this 50-day moving average right here, which is a really, really important metric to look at. If we can get above Friday's high, which happens to be of 11.19, I am going to get long and then use this 50-day moving average, any close below 10.44 as my stop price, okay? So again, get long above 11.19, let's call it 11.20, all right? And then use this 50-day moving average as your stop, 10.44. Next stock on the list that looks really good, really compelling is RXT. RXT had earnings on Friday, sold off after making that nice 52-week high, hit this 50-day moving average, saw a little bit of support right down here. So for tomorrow, guys, check it out. Wait to see what happens in that first 30-minute time frame. I think that's going to be really telling on to see if we can hold Friday's lows. If we can, I'm going to be long and then use that 50-day moving average or Friday's low of $20.77 as my out. Okay, so that's how to play it. We're going to wait. We're going to wait for that first 30-minute time frame. If we can make a new high after that first 30-minute time frame, we're going to go long, and then we're going to use this 50-day moving average right down here as your stop price. All right. Last stock on the list that looks really good going into tomorrow is APHA. Here's one that we've played in the past. Made that really nice 52-week high of 32.29. Came back down. Let me zoom in so you can see this a little bit better. Hit this midpoint Bollinger Band, and then on Tuesday we made this really nice gap. And guess what, guys? Nice thing is we've held this gap since since Friday's low right down here. So that's always a really good sign, right? There's no more sellers coming in pushing this down, and we did have some bad market days that week. So this is actually seems extremely promising, even more so that we got above this 10-day moving average right here. So how to play this, guys? It's real simple. What we're going to do is we are going to wait, see if we can take out that high of $20.57, which happens to be Friday's high. If we can get above that on Monday, we're going to get long, and then clearly not use this midpoint Bollinger Band right here, but we are going to use Tuesday's low as our stop. Because if we start taking out on the downside Tuesday's low, that means every trader that got long in here is going to be wrong, is probably going to look to bail, okay? So again, get long above Friday's high, and then use Tuesday's low right down here of 1842 as your stop price. All right, guys, that is APHA. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining me on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. My name is Eric. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them down below. I'll make sure to get back to you with any questions you may have on technical analysis. Now, if you have a question on a different stock and you want my opinion on it, just go ahead and leave a comment right down below, and I'll make sure to get right back to you with any questions you may have. Again, my name is Eric. Again, if you happen to be watching the show and you like what I have to say, please give me a like and go ahead and subscribe. I really do think you're going to get a lot of valuable information from my technical analysis, guys. I'm not one of those pumpers. If I am wrong, if I have a bad week, I admit to it. Everyone has a bad week, and that's just part of the game. If anyone tells you they win every week and every stock that they pick is a winner, they are just lying to you. All right, guys, have a great night. We will see you on Wednesday. I am only going to do 2 shows a week now, but I will still get back to you if you leave a comment down below. I'll just tell you what I think down there in that comment section. All right, everyone, have a great remainder of the weekend. We will see you Wednesday, and have a great night. And remember, trade smart and be safe.